How to determine if someone is trustworthy. When you are in the process of hiring someone or when you meet someone new, it can be difficult to determine if they are trustworthy. Though you may have a good first impression of the person, first impressions can often be wrong or ill-informed. These days it's really hard to know if you can trust someone, and it is true that a person's trustworthiness can be measured over time. For a lot of people, trust is something that must be earned, and it's also an important component in any relationship. To best determine if the person is worth trusting in a professional or personal role, you should observe their behavior and obtain proof of their character in the form of references, referrals, and testimonials. 1. They are consistent. A trustworthy person will use roughly the same behavior and language in any situation. They have the self-control to maintain the character and follow through on what they say they'll do, even when they are tempted to walk it back. They won't wear different masks or pretend they're someone they're not just to impress. Switching gears comes from having learned reliable new information, not from self-serving whims. What's more, what they say matches what you hear from others. 2. They can handle tough questions. Are there any subjects they refuse to talk about or are very vague about when discussing? Asking direct questions is a great way to catch someone that you might have concerns about off guard. Are they calm and collected and openly and honestly answer the question? Or do they clam up, get defensive, flip the question on you, or panic over it being asked? Their reaction can be very telling as to just how trustworthy they can be. 3. Watch how they treat others. Sometimes, untrustworthy people may make a special effort to prove themselves to you, and the interactions between you seem fine. However, keeping up the facade is a lot of work, and it will often slip. Watch how the person interacts with other people. Do they gossip about co-workers behind their backs? Treat the waitstaff at a restaurant poorly? Lose control of their emotions with other people? These are signs that the person is not trustworthy. 4. Get character testimonials from their references. Once you have their references, take the time to contact each person and ask them some basic questions to get a better sense of the candidate's character. These can include basic information such as how they know the candidate, in a professional and personal manner, and how long they have known the candidate. You can also ask the reference why they would recommend the candidate for the position and any examples they can provide that illustrate why the candidate is the right fit. Note if the reference says anything disparaging about the candidate or gives any information that may put the candidate's trustworthiness in question. You should reach out to the candidate and ask them about the reference's comments so you can give the candidate a chance to explain themselves, especially if you are seriously considering hiring the candidate. 5. You know who they're connected to, and they try to connect you. Both these elements show that the other person sees you as important. They want you to be part of their regular social group and meet the people you need to succeed. Others can affirm or contradict what you know about the individual, too. Subsequently, the more people the individual introduces you to, the more likely it is that they're not hiding who they are. 6. Their actions match their words and vice versa. You hear it all the time. Actions speak louder than words. This is especially true when trying to tell if your partner is trustworthy. If your partner never follows through or makes big promises they don't keep, it could be a sign that they're not as trustworthy as you hoped. How reliable and dependable they are also ties into this and can dictate whether or not someone is trustworthy. 7. Check out social media. It can be difficult to keep up a dishonest facade, especially when we're all plugged into social media so often. Research suggests that Facebook profiles, for example, are more likely to reflect a person's true personality than the persona they might present in person. If you have reservations about whether a person is trustworthy, check their social media accounts. See whether they're consistent with the picture of the person you have met.